So this is Cassie from Cassie's Canines, and we are driving. We have just finished our walk, and there is the 18 very tired doggos, and Cassie is going to tell us about her business. What is an adventure pack walker?
Someone who walks multiple dogs, usually on and off leash. Of us do from around 10 dogs up to maybe 15. Depends on the person's experience and how comfortable they are with everything.
You guys have like a limit?
Depends on the dogs, depends on the person. We only had 18 today because some of those were my personal dogs.
Yeah, so it was actually 12.
Yeah,
no?
It was only 12 client dogs.
How long are your adventures usually?
So they're usually an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Can you tell us about Cassie's Canines?
3 years ago, we started Cassie's Canines. Like 1 day a week, just walking groups of dogs. For ages, I only had like 2 clients. Yeah. It was a real long build up, but once I was there, it was awesome. So we eventually had like 10 dogs on a Thursday. Thursday was my first pack. It's just a walking, training, homestay service that we offer. So my partner helps me with the homestay side of things. I have a second person who helps me with the walks. And there needs to be some kind of training involved, otherwise it's just chaos.
And you also need to know everything about dogs' body language.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you need to know when something might go wrong.
And how to deal with it.
Yeah, or deal with it before it happens, ideally.
Yeah. Where can people find you or get a hold of you?
So we have Facebook, Instagram, and we have a website as well. So it's all there.
Cassie's Canines?
Yeah,
okay.
Cassie's Canines.
What is the most difficult thing about adventure walking?
Traffic.
In Auckland?
Yeah. Probably teaching yourself to stay calm and relax during a walk. It can be quite a process. It's definitely taken me a few years. Sometimes it feels like you're still working on it.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
It's probably the hardest thing to change because it's so ingrained in you to stress about things and worry all the time. So just being in the moment and enjoying what you're doing when you're doing it.
How do you get them to behave so well?
So lots of training, as I said before. So we work with each dog individually. We build up a relationship with that dog, and then we start introducing them to the pack. We make sure that we're not flooding them or overwhelming them. Some dogs can handle more than others. Some dogs fall into the pack really easily. They have really good pack drive. Others don't. You find a lot of small dogs have terrible pack drive. It's been bred out of them, to be honest. They don't have that same drive to be a part of a pack where your huskies and your shepherds,
I see.
we're all bred to work as a team.
Yeah.
So they have that bred into them. Whereas small dogs have just kind of been your designer dogs. And, they're bred to be a person's best friend. You just have to learn how to channel that and build their pack drive as well.
Do you sometimes get a dog that acts out, and how do you deal with it?
Yep. Every day's different.
Yeah.
Some dogs will be having a bad day, and others will be sweet. You can pick them. You know which one's probably going to have some trouble. You tend to just, if they're having a bad day, keep them on lead, just so that they're safe, and you don't have to worry about that. Easier for them, easier for you. So leash work's the first thing we do with every dog, so that if we ever need it, we can fall back on it. Obviously the goal is to have everyone off lead as much as we can, but we still have to keep safety in mind.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, if someone's acting up, generally they just go on lead for a bit.
Yeah. You walk so nicely with you. Are you the alpha? Is it the kind of Caesar Milan mentality of I am the alpha and you'll listen to me, or how does it work?
So we prefer the term leader. It's more a mother or a father position. The dog looks to you for guidance. You kind of lead them, you show them what to do and when to do it, but you still give them that freedom of choice. I don't want little robots. I still want them to be dogs. I still want them to enjoy themselves.
Because that's why you do what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
You want them to be happy dogs going out.
Yeah. Right. And to get their exercise fulfilled in a safe and structured environment still, as needed. Dogs need different things. And I want to be the one to help provide that.
Yeah.
So they enjoy being out on walks, and I want to be that sense of fun for them. they only get that when they are behaving and doing what they should be doing.
Yes, I
So
get
it's like,
that.
it's a give and a take. I don't think you could ever say you're like the alpha over them, or
Yes.
they have to do everything I say at any given time.
You're not their boss,
No.
right?
Nah, I don't think so.
But they still listen to you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like if they don't, then we work on it. Like that's just so like Mochi, who wasn't listening today, like I know now I have to go home and I need to do a bunch of like recall work with her to make sure that it's really solid before we go on another pack walk.
Yeah.
With like the client dogs, if there's a client dog that's maybe struggling on downstays or struggling with recall, then we just next week we start working on that with them, or at the time we'll work on it with them.
Yeah.
And we'll just put a long line on, we'll do lots of recall with them, get the treats out, and we just work on that when it comes up. Just lots of training all the time.
Yeah.
But that's what we do.
Yes.
I guess like a lot of people don't understand why the dogs are so well behaved for us, but that's all they see of us. Like we're always on, we're always training.
And you're always expecting good behavior from them,
Yeah, exactly.
and they're always behaving well for you.
Yeah. It's like your dog at home sees you when you're not on. Like when you just want to sit down and watch TV,
Yes,
or you're
when
sick.
you're sleeping.
Yeah, or sleeping. Like they
Yeah.
see you in every state, which is why my dogs are sassier than the others.
I see that.
Because they see me all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas the client dogs only see me when I'm working.
Because you're not training them all the time.
Exactly.
I see.
Client dogs only ever know me as this Cassie.
Yeah.
Whereas my dogs know
They
me
don't see coffee drinking Cassie.
Yeah, exactly. They don't see me like chilling on the couch or
Yeah.
having a bad day. Depends on the owner and how they want us to pick their dog up.
Yeah.
Some we get like a key code for the door. Some we get house keys, garage remotes, all sorts of things. And some dogs are just in the backyard, and we just open up the back gate and hop in and grab the dog.
How do you call them?
So I always say dogs. Like dogs come. I sometimes use get back, so that's like as a signal that they all need to get back into a follow.
Yeah. Teach the owners the new commands, like some commands that you use for the dogs.
Yeah. So we, when an owner signs up with us, we explain all the commands we use.
Yeah.
If we sort of change things over time, we'll just let people know. A lot of people do like to know what we do and how we do it, so that they can keep that going with their dogs as well.
So our dogs better behave because of your training, like on the dog walks.
The dogs do really well when they get home. We usually get comments from owners if their dog's doing better after the dog walks. But I think the biggest thing is just that they get the exercise that they need.
Yes.
So they're calmer and more relaxed at home, and then the owners can do more work with them.
Yeah.
And their relationship's stronger as well, because they're not dealing with their dog in a crazy state all the time. I think more than anything, we just fulfill the energy requirements of the dogs.
That's good. How dirty do they get?
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
Some days are definitely dirtier than others. If it's been raining, we usually find some good mud puddles.
Yeah. On purpose.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Like the dogs love it. I don't even want to like take stuff away from them.
No, you don't.
If they're having a great time running around on some muds, and that's awesome.
Oh, that's totally fine.
We'll try and find a like stream to wash off in before we leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that they're not
So you
like,
you don't wash them before you drop them
No.
off. How do you guys usually walk?
So depends on the day and the pack, but most of the time it's between 5 and 10 Ks.
Yeah.
The dogs always do like double that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take more steps than we do. They run down to the water, they come back up. Like they're always kind of like, around and doing stuff.
These guys are having such a good chill. You'd never
All
think
done.
there's 18 dogs in there.
I know, right?
That is so good. What is one thing you see dog owners do that really bugs you? Like when one thing that you see them do wrong.
Repetition.
Yeah.
I really struggle when owners like sit, and the dog doesn't do it.
They need to be doing it the first time. Hey?
Exactly. And same thing when they try and get a dog to stay, and they're like stay, and they put so much energy into it, and you're like, could have just asked once and just followed through, like when the dog breaks, or like just being a bit more consistent. I think is probably the only thing I struggle with. And people with their dogs, and they just like let them go, and they're like, it's friendly. And I'm like,
yeah, but what if the other dog's not?
yeah. Because we deal with a lot. Like we have dogs of all shapes and sizes, and not all of them love love being accosted by another dog. Like,
No.
it's not fair.
No, but I wouldn't like it if a person ran up to me. That's weird.
Exactly, yeah. It's completely weird, and it's so unfair on the dogs to be put in that situation.
Yeah,
Especially if they're
exactly.
uncomfortable.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I hate seeing that happen. But I mean, I haven't had to deal with it in quite some time.
That's good.
Oi!
Is someone sitting on someone?
I think so. I think Paddy's sitting a bit too close to someone that he hasn't realised. He's just like, yeah.
And then the last question, what is the one thing you'd love to teach dog owners?
I guess, yeah, how to like walk your dog on a lead and teach them how to like expect calm from their dogs a little bit more.
Yeah?
Yeah, like a lot of people see an excited dog as a happy dog, which in most cases it is, but a lot of the time there's like underlying anxiety,
Yeah.
and they're just feeding that anxiety, they're not actually helping it, whereas like a dog in a calm state of mind is so much happier and relaxed.
Definitely.
Like you saw them all today, like
Oh yeah, they were totally happy, but they weren't crazy.
yeah. Like
Yes.
there's a difference between like
Yes.
calm happy and crazy happy.
Yeah.
And it's a lot for them, like it stresses them out. I mean, every dog's different, but generally like those dogs in that crazy state are quite stressed.
Yes.
And like if they bump into another dog in a crazy state as well,
It's not
then
gonna
they
end well.
generally have a little like tussle
Yeah.
over it because they're
Yeah.
both like crazy.
Oh, shame.
So like teaching people how to like get calm from their dogs would be really cool.
All so much. And we are
Right?
dropping someone off.
Yeah, we're just dropping off Odin.
Oh, bye, Odin. You get your dog to be calm.
So if you think about when you're rewarding a dog for something, you reward that moment when it happens, or at least when you're conditioning it. So with calm, we tend to wait until that moment of calm, and then we reward with whatever the reward it is.
So it's like if I get home and my dog is happy to see me, but he's bouncing off the walls,
Yep.
I ignore him until he's calm.
That's
right?
the one, yeah. And then he can get his pats when he's calm, or
Yeah.
lying on his bed and relaxing.
Yeah.
Like in those moments, you're rewarding like the state of mind.
Yeah.
So like if you're doing a sit with your dog and its tail is wagging and it's like kind of bouncing out of the sit,
Yeah.
and you reward that moment,
Then
it's gonna be
Bouncy.
wiggly sits. You know? Whereas
Yeah.
if you reward his sit when he's calm, then you'll always get a calm sit from him. You can use like thresholds and stuff a lot as well.
Yeah.
So just making like, oh no, it might be too complicated to explain, but like a spatial boundary.
So like
this-
on a chair or on his bed.
Yep, on a chair, on a bed, opening a door. So keep
Yes.
the door closed, and then you just open it a little bit. If he tries to come out, close it.
Yeah.
Open it a little bit more next time. Wait, see if he tries to come out. Close it
Yeah.
if he does. Leave it open a bit more.
Yeah.
Until you get that moment where he just waits.
I see.
And it's just
Yeah.
using like the physical thing that's there.
How do you get your dog to walk nicely on a lead?
We do a lot of like teaching with our bodies and physical stuff. So
Yeah.
we teach a positive marker and a negative marker.
Yeah.
So you've got your positive, which is like your yes, good girl.
Yeah.
And then your negative, which is just like an or no.
Yeah.
And you just teach pressure basically. So I always teach leash pressure. So the dog learns that when there's pressure on, we turn around, we go a different direction until they,
When they're pulling.
yes,
Yes.
until they
Okay.
stop.
Pulling.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we slowly like transition that into like a get back. So we use the lead and we just pull them into the position we want them in.
Yeah.
And we reward the get back.
Okay.
And we incorporate the command into that. So when the pressure's on, it's the wrong thing. So we say, no.
And then you turn it.
then we turn and go a different direction. And each time they pull, we turn and go a different way. And we just do that over and over again.
So should they be walking behind you or next to you?
Either. So
Yeah.
certain dogs prefer certain positions.
Yeah.
Good luck getting a husky or a shepherd to walk behind you. And it's just their like natural drives, and that's what
Yeah.
they want. Like they need to be right there at the front of the pack. More relaxed dogs tend to just chill at the back. Seems to be mixed breed dogs or labs. They're just happy being at the back.